Hey guys, this is my ticket mission run on the Divine Odin Shinryu stage. And yes, I know I've been using Kam'lanaut and Machina practically almost everywhere. But really, if it works really well, why change? And I have to say the combo between Machina and Kam'lanaut is extremely broken. You could always of course swap Machina for Tidus, he works really well with Kam'lanaut as well. And now that we really have access to this combo, I'm really glad that the devs included the ticket mission as a thing in the global version of the game, because you could slot in the third character required for the ticket mission like Gabranth here and get the bonus tickets fairly easily. Machina and Kam'lanaut by themselves would be able to take out almost the entirety of the boss's HP on their own. In terms of strategy in this fight, what I did here is to just try to delay the boss as much as possible at the start while I'm slowly charging up the FR meter with this team. The biggest drawback I guess with this team is that there's no dedicated FR and summon meter charger. To get around that, I had Machina spam Awakening a couple of times. You can get free skill use on his Awakening by using Machina's LD as well. And the repeated use does at least help you charge the FR meter somewhat. Gabranth here isn't totally useless as well. He's quite good here in terms of re-breaking Odin, and that helps to charge the summon meter, and at the same time if Odin ever gets the yellow aura, you can easily dispel it by re-breaking him with Gabranth. With this setup, it really doesn't matter too much if Odin happens to get turns while you are charging the FR meter, because while Kam'lanaut's BT aura is up, Odin will be paralyzed on its turn anyway, and you can then just continue setting up after that. The biggest danger of course is if Odin hits 79%, because that's when it will warp its turns, but even then it shouldn't be too bad because the first turn will be paralyzed and you will trigger a turn warp due to Kam'lanaut's special paralysis. It actually warps the next character's turn immediately after it's triggered. A little bit about the Dare to Defy series. It's something new and exclusive to the GL version of the game, and I for one really like that the devs included it because it helps to encourage diversity in your play. Otherwise, you could potentially just use Machina and Kam'lanaut and steamroll the first 3 months of Shinryu era. And since I've used Machina and Kam'lanaut on the first stage on Dare to Defy, this actually means that I will be having to use other party setups for the future stages. And I know I've been fairly conservative in Shinryu era so far. I've actually only pulled and maxed out Kane's and Kam'lanaut's FR to date. And there's been a few people reaching out to me, saying that it's going to be very challenging because there's going to be 7 Dare to Defy stages in total, and since there'll be lockouts, you can't use the same FR across all 7 stages, particularly also that you can't use friend units. That being said, I'm not too concerned because there will be other FRs that I'm planning to pull on the second month in Shinryu era, and that will help in a couple of stages. And I'm fairly confident that there are also going to be stages where with careful play and good party setup, you could probably get by without even the use of an FR. The first stage though in the Dare to Defy series already features Odin Shinryu, and I really don't think that this is a stage where you should be conservative. You could if you want to. The Dare to Defy mission requirements are pretty lax. You could finish the fight in 110 turns and still meet all the mission requirements, but I think it's probably better to just use your big guns for Odin, and best not to underestimate him. There are many ways that he can instant KO your characters, and really if I'm going to try a more conservative setup without the use of FRs, I think it's probably less painful to do that on another stage where there isn't as many instant KO attacks. In any case, I always think there's no point worrying about future stages. Let's just enjoy the content, and we can take each stage as they come, and I'm very sure there's going to be many different alternative ways to get around the FR lockouts. And for one thing, it's definitely going to be fun testing out different party mechanics that will work across some of the Dare to Defy stages. So anyway, coming back to the fight, FR meter and summon meter is fully charged, and right here I realized I should have used my summon mode a little bit earlier. Right now, since I've reached 100% FR meter, there's really no need to pop summon mode, and I might as well just go into FR mode here and then go into Machina's burst mode after this. With Machina though, you do want to save on his BT plus until your FR meter is charged, because you do want him to have 6 turns of his BT aura up when you go into his burst mode. One thing right here in this part of the fight, I am conscious that I'm about to trigger Odin's turn warp at 79%. I could potentially start his BT mode a bit earlier, like right here, but I realized it isn't really end of the world even if Odin turn warps, and that's because Kam'lanaut's BT plus trap is up, and you see how that trap will actually come in handy right here. So 79% Odin turn warps, and by right Odin will get 3 instant turns here, and this triggers his yellow aura as well. But his first turn will be disabled by Kam'lanaut's trap, and the same trap will actually warp Machina's turn ahead. On hindsight, it may be better to save Sidrain's LD call right here, but using the base call isn't too bad as well. I get to increase the FR bonus a little bit before starting Machina's burst mode. I was quite fortunate that Odin recovered his Brave as well right here, and this allowed me to break him and remove the yellow aura on the first turn in Machina's burst. One drawback here is that only Kam'lanaut and Machina has the Brave refund, so if you look at the party setup at the bottom of the screen, Gabranth doesn't have any Brave refund, which means that Gabranth will only be able to dump his Brave once every 2 turns inside BT mode. But even then, I think you should be able to comfortably finish Odin off in this BT mode. If you find that you run short on damage because you do have to kill Odin inside the BT mode, if he survives the burst mode, your run is over, he will end your entire party. So if you do need a little bit more leeway, you can just opt to start Machina's BT mode a little bit later and try to damage Odin a little bit more below 79% HP. This run isn't optimal because the Ifrit summon mode isn't even used, so another option that you can do is to pop summon mode a little bit earlier and use it to bring Odin closer to the 70% HP mark. I wouldn't recommend bringing Odin below 70% before Machina's burst mode, because that will trigger another threshold. But from 70%, you should really be comfortably able to finish Odin off in one BT mode. So anyway, that's it for this run. As always, if you enjoy the content, do leave a like, subscribe or comment. It really helps a lot. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next Shinryu fight. Bye!